Hey music fans! As a roadie, I had this great opportunity to tour with all these bands. I wrote a book about my experiences on the road, and it was the #1 new release on Amazon and Bios, and it's now sold millions of copies on Kindle. I'm Joel Roadie, and this is my podcast, Party Like a Rock Star. If you watch my channel, you know I'm a Ren fan. If you watch my channel, you know I just released Money Game Part 2. I had missed it. This is Money Game Part 3. I did see Money Game Part 1 back in February. At the end of all this, I'll release separately a few days from now, all of them together, and you can see my reactions on all 3 videos and chat about it. Anyway, I'm super eager. I just listened to Money Game Part 2, as I said, and I really loved it. I loved his singing. This is 10 minutes or so. It's a little over 9 minutes. So I'm hoping there's a lot of singing because that's becoming my favorite part of Ren. That and his lyricism. I've worked as a lyricist. I wrote a song for Darius Rucker, amongst other people. I wrote with Dizzy from Guns N' Roses, and I've done some stuff. And so what I'm getting at is I really appreciate strong lyrics because I've done it, and it's hard to do. And I think they're awesome when it's done perfectly. I think Ren's good at it. So let's jump into this together, and let's find out what Money Game Part 3 is all about. Let's do it.
Tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. 1 year old and his first words were mine, mine, gimme. 2 years old he was walking, 3 years old walking quickly. 4 years old he was running round the pavements of his city. 5 years old and his daddy told him, listen here son, you gotta learn to be a man. A man, he works for what he wants. 6 years old and he's reading, writing, top of the bunch. And when he's 7, his progression made him student #1. 8 years old and he's praised for unusual grades. 9, his parents pay for private school to nurture the flame. 10, 11, 12, 13, he ascends and ascends. His daddy tells him, son, money is the means to all ends. 14, solving complex mathematical equations. At 15, IQ 150, still elevating. 16, he develops complex software code that detects weaknesses in cybersecurity protocols. 17, and he sells his vision, keeping the share. Not yet an adult, but he's practically a millionaire. 18, and his daddy tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. 19, he turns a profit, stocks and shares, invest in product. 20, double down deposits. 21, his income rockets. 22, he learns the truth is just an obstacle to wealth. If you manipulate the data, then a lie will sell itself. 23, a life of luxury, crystal and cocaine. 24, he makes the Forbes list, they're applauding his name. 25, and his daddy tells him, listen here son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won. 26, a business shift, he switches business to arms. He's 27, dealing nuclear and shells in Iran. 28, inside the Senate, money bought him a seat. He's 29, a role of counsel in the president's suite. Now he's 30, his daddy says you're losing the race. You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval, moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. 32, moving grams, growing kilos to tons. He's 33, filling warehouses with powder and guns. 34, turf war with nobody to stop it. Blind eye from the po-po inside of his pocket. "35, he gets the call. I'm sorry son, but it's your father. Had a heart attack, I'm sorry, he's gone. 36, getting pissed off, abusing his product. 37, eyes glazed, disposition demonic. 38, with a prostitute, a moment of passion, heating up a silver spoon and then chasing the dragon. 39, getting reckless and hungry for power. Daddy's words are still driving him to kill and devour. Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. They retaliate and leave him in a hospital ward. A bullet buried in his vertebra and one in his leg. The doctor sighs and says, I don't think you'll be walking again. Fuck.
Alright, there's so much going on. I just want to stop it so I don't forget any of this stuff. First of all, Samuel, you're killing it on this video. It looks amazing. Color saturation is really, really, really great. Love what you guys can put together in a room. And that's it. It's the creativity's all over the place. It's really fantastic. This has a bit of a setup like Hi-Rem, in that there's no fear of the length of the track for sure, and he's also switching up he's telling his story again, so we're not this and that, but it is a story. I remember I wrote a movie called The Still Life. It was distributed by Warner Brothers, and the hardest thing for me to write was the female character, because I ain't a girl. It was really difficult, and I wonder when Ren was writing this, as the character, Jimmy, gets older than Ren, if it was difficult to write something for an older person. It also made me start thinking about the songwriters that are so gifted at writing story. And so I want to see where he goes with this story. I'll mention a couple of those other names that I like here in a little bit. One of them, though, is Harry Chapin. Harry Chapin's a great storyteller. Treat your guys' self, and you can listen to it. I'll let you know the other one here. Let's keep going.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. He was 40 and he cursed the words, mine, mine, gimme. 41 he wasn't walking, 42 not walking quickly, 43 never running round the pavements of his city, 44 inside a palace with a mountain of gold. But those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves. Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Jimmy followed the code inside the land of the free. Put your hand inside the cookie jar, take more than you need. And his example is exaggerated versions of me. And it's a version of him, and it's a version of she, and it's a version of you. There's no escaping the blame. The way we live is parasitic. Fuck the money and fame. Cut the music.
See, this is like in High Rem where he goes news flash and he stops it. So he's doing the same sort of setups.
This isn't entertainment. This is real life. The way we live is lunacy, community, it declines. Hyperpolarized, always fighting, then we divide. Truth is less important than the money that we design. Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas. Did I mention? Border's an invention. Law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution? Everything is subject to change. We could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains. But if we teach kids in schools to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd if there's more money for me, then there's no future I see where the humans survive. We're parasites inside a petri dish with cannibal minds. Mold will grow upon the surface then consumes till it dies. And our fate could be the same without this story to the wise. "45. Jimmy comes home out of the rain, soaking wet upon a wheelchair, drinking again. He is everything he wants, he is fortune and fame. He's a fortunate fool with an unfortunate fate. With a 45 caliber aimed at his brain. 45 a fitting number cause his age is the same. Here's the words of his father, it's such a damn shame. Then he presses on the trigger of a money game.
Really quite brilliant. So the second performer I was thinking of is Warren Zevon. Warren Zevon was a really fantastic storyteller. You obviously know the one about the Chinese food, the werewolf, but there's some other great stuff too you should check out. Anyway, though, on to this video. All the stuff I said before still applies. Absolutely brilliant. I love his longer tracks. In general, I like longer tracks. I like longer movies because it gives us, or me, the ability to really get myself meshed into the track. And so I didn't mind the length on this. I actually quite enjoyed it. What is neat here is the storytelling and the filmography. It's so brilliant. They work so well together. And this, to me, was kind of felt like I just watched the first act of a play on a stage. And I think he actually did a really good job. I talk about stage presence a lot and how important it is in a live show to immerse yourself, to get the audience involved. And I think Ren is very, very gifted at that. In this, it's almost as if he's an actor as well as a singer. He's got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of emotion and whatnot. The one thing I did find, I don't know if you guys noticed it, the young lady sitting at the desk, she had the bag on her head and she picked up the scotch to drink it and she couldn't get through the mask. But did you guys see that? And she kind of just holds the glass. So that was kind of fun. Obviously very minor point, but I thought it was a bit fun anyway. So I'm pretty amazed by this. I don't understand why it doesn't have any more hits yet, because to me, I'm in the same category as High Ren. This is super, super cool stuff, man. So other Ren fans, what did you guys think, man? I mean, this is really, really good. Like, really, really, really good. So I don't know if this is on his new album or not, or he's been coming out with a lot of tracks. I don't know how big that album is, but this is something special. It's another track really worth discussing. I think it's brilliant. I'm starting to really love this guy, like wholeheartedly. Just think he's awesome. Samuel, you too, dude. You're a duo. You guys are good together. But I appreciate all of you all. Thank you ever so much. I do really look forward to seeing you on the next one. Can't wait till Ren comes out with a new video. Hopefully it's awesome. Just like that one was. That was really good. Thank you. Hey, the podcast is over. What are you still doing here? Well, while you're here, like and subscribe. Thanks.